Hello everyone, my name is Coco Duan. I'm a life and leadership coach. I work with female minority executives to empower them to fear less so that they can live a more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling life. Today I want you to talk about the importance and the benefits of cultivating self-awareness. So much of what causes us stress is our unconscious thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Until we bring those unconscious things to conscious, we cannot change. Because we cannot change what we don't know. We can only change what we know. Once we become conscious, when we develop this conscious knowledge and understanding of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, then we can intentionally choose the things that are going to serve us and stop doing the things or the ways that don't serve us anymore. But it always starts with this conscious awareness. I'm going to use a couple of personal examples to illustrate the importance and the benefit of self-awareness. One of the key self-awareness I developed was self-criticism. Was how self-critical I was. Because I grew up in a very critical environment with all the adults around me really very much focused on what I could do better. So I internalized those external voices. And then I become my worst critic. And the inner dialogues that I had with myself, oftentimes it's very much beating myself up, being very, very harsh and very unkind. Only until I learned how damaging and how draining this self-critical behavior is to my mental and emotional health. And that's when I started to learn the new skill of self-compassion, and ultimately changed this whole thinking, feeling, and behavior pattern. And another example was my people-pleasing tendency. I didn't know I had that tendency, but I just knew I had a hard time saying no to people, and I always bended backward to make people around me happy, personally and professionally, which really led to emotional exhaustion and resentment and burnout, until I learned about this behavior tendency. And it is really a self-protection, coping, and survival mechanism that I developed when I was younger to please the adults around me. Then I just carried the same behavior pattern all the way to my adult life. And until I developed the self-awareness of how that this people pleasing tendency wasn't serving me anymore, right? Just make me emotionally drained and stressed and resentful all the time. That's when I started to learn a new skill and to change. And now, I can proudly declare that I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I learned to really set healthy boundaries and say no to people and don't do the things that I don't feel like doing. So, but all of that, when it comes to being self-critical and the people-pleasing, it all started with me to become consciously aware of that tendency. And then I realized that tendency and that behavior pattern didn't serve me anymore. And then changes started to happen. So that's why self-awareness is so critical, and it is the foundation to the change. And it is the foundation to a more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling life. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out, and see you next time.